Hello friends and family out there in YouTube land. I'm Robert Hamm with RobertHammPhotography.com, and today I'm coming to you with another check out my camera. And as many of you guys know, I like shooting with my Fuji X100S, and this is the kit that I carry around with me daily. I truly enjoy it. Absolutely beautiful little camera, works wonderfully, and you guys can, my rantings and ravings about that. I can't say enough excellent things about this camera. And I do have it all dressed up. She's a sexy little girl with all her little accessories and everything. But that's part of the things that I like about Fuji. That retro style, I don't know. Retro, maybe, but more like original, real. That's the way cameras were made. To look like that, boxy, but good. Remember that Volvo ad? I think Robin Williams made a joke about it. Whatever. I forget the movie. If you know the name of that movie, Volvo, they're boxy but good. Put it in the bottom down below. But this today, my friends, this little guy right here, this is the piece de resistance. I'm trying to get it so it's nice and focused for you. This is the Olympus 35 RC. And I am excited, very excited about this camera. As you'll notice, it takes a form factor that I enjoy, which is the rangefinder style. And this, to me, one of the things that I really enjoy about it, this is a real feeling of unity with something that I shoot on a daily basis, this rangefinder style Fuji, and then we have a rangefinder camera, So this is like the paradigm, or this is the pinnacle, I should say, not paradigm. This is where the digital cameras today kind of harken back to. So let me bring this up here to you. You can notice it's a lot smaller. I enjoy that about it, but I like I always like small cameras. You can kind of get a look-see around it right there. There you go. And Oly 35 Project turned me onto this camera about a year ago, and I finally ponied up and bought one. I got this camera online at Etsy, and I got it for $28, shipping included. It came from Troy's Collectibles. Troy, you did a good job presenting me with a camera. Unfortunately, I can't hold them against it. The rangefinder function doesn't work. It works kind of, sort of. The overlay kind of, sort of works. There's a linkage or a coupling issue, and so I don't have particularly any problem with that here, because I know that's something a little bit more technical to have been able to see. Even when I picked it up, it took me about 40 minutes of playing with it to realize that it really didn't focus very well with the rangefinder. But that's okay. This is a 35, 37-year-old camera, maybe even older. I think it came out in the mid-70s. I don't know. It doesn't matter. For me, everything else is in excellent working order. We're going to take a walk around it in a second, and we'll start that walk off with why it doesn't particularly matter to me that the rangefinder functionality isn't working. First of all, it's a fully functional camera. Other than that, mechanical camera, no batteries required. The battery just runs the light meter that's inside of it. Secondly, when we come to the front, if you'll notice, there's a scale. Now that scale is very important, and you only have a quarter turn on its axis to go from 3 feet to infinity. But that scale means that you can zone focus this camera. And a lot of street photographers never even look through the viewfinder. They're zone focusing all the time. And so, like anything else, photography requires practice and technique. Well, if you can judge a little bit of distance, you can still focus and use this camera, even composing through the viewfinder, just without the rangefinder functionality of it. That doesn't mean I want to give up on the rangefinder, split image rangefinder that's in here. It just means that I'm not going to worry so much about the fact that that does not work. In fact, I'm not even going to worry so much about putting a battery in it. With the Sunny 16 rule, I'm going to take this camera out and I'm going to shoot it and enjoy it. That's what this camera is designed for, especially today. Now, a couple great things about this camera is otherwise it is in magnificent condition. When we look at the top plate right here, I'm going to wash it off and clean it up just a little bit, just do a little cleaning, but everything, the buttons, the shutters all work right. But you got your shutter speed from bulb to 1/500th of a second. You got your film rewind. We've got our film advance lever right there. We've got a threaded shutter release. The cool part about these mechanical cameras like this is that, let's go ahead and put it over here in 2.8. Maybe you can see, try to get it, I want you to be able to see that yeah, it's hard to see, but the act of pressing down the shutter button is actually what opens your aperture, and it's that last second when the aperture is fully open that allows the shutter to release properly. So that's the that little part right there. That's your cocking your shutter with your advance lever, film advance. It won't let you advance any more film once that's done. And then this, I know you can't see it, but this is actually opening the shutter, and it's moving down right there. You can definitely see it on something. Let's go to f/22. Maybe you'll be able to see it a little bit better right there. So can we see? I'm trying to get the light for you. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't see it. It is moving, guys. Let's get something a little bit different. I spend so much time on this. I'm not going to spend any more time. I just wanted to let you know. I just thought that was pretty cool about how a mechanically driven camera would work. If you haven't ever used one before, that actually opens and cocks the shutter. I just like that. Some cameras will have a stop down, like SLRs will have a stop down button on the side so you can see that the aperture blades move. But these work at all different positions, and it goes from f/2.8 to f/22. 42 millimeter lens right here. We've got a light meter right there, so it's almost through the lens. The way that it works, it's a selenium cell light meter. And then you've got on the front with the lens, you've also got your ISO or ASA and DIN number, which what today would be ISO. Also, when we consider this camera right here, I'm trying to get you some good light so that you can see. When we consider it right here, if you want to change that ISO, you just twist this little thing, the inner ring right there. The lens is a 5-element lens. This is your actual viewfinder right here. This is where the rangefinder light would come through to give you that split image. For me, on the focusing, I can hear that there's a problem with the focusing. I don't think that there's really a problem with the rangefinder. I think there's a problem with the linkage. Originally, when I got the camera, I thought I might take the top plate off and attempt to fix it myself, but breaking it down to the lens and finding that linkage right there is a little bit more difficult. So if you know of a place that'll do this kind of repair, send it to me. Anyways, I'm looking for another one of these. Pretty nice just to have a second one for repairs in it. 30 bucks, $28, $30 for these. Have $60 and 2 cameras and get 1 working camera. I'm cool with that. Moving on to the back, you're going to see your film advance lever right there. And I want you to hear this. That sound right there is just really nice. I like that little sound. It's a little ratcheting sound like when you wind an old clock, which is pretty cool. Moving over here to the side, or the bottom, you'll just see where we can open it. Tripod collar, that's where your battery would go, tripod collar, and then that's your film rewind. This is how we open it. We pull down this little lever right here, right? And then this pops open. When we look at it from the back, this is in really great condition. Someone has put some new light seals in here at some point in time. The rest are kind of gummy, but overall really nice on the inside, as you can see. And just for the doggone enjoyment of it, let's go ahead and you can see that we're opening. I'm going to put it on bulb for you. Duh. Let me get it to bulb right here, and we'll put it on 2.8. And we should be good right there. And let's see it. Let's wind that guy open. Nice. See? And it'll close. Nice, just like that. Okay, there we go. I don't think it would do any good, but we'll try to give you a little shot of what it looks like to the bright view. Maybe. Okay, so there you go. Hey, guys, this is cool. Okay, so you can see. This is what the actual rangefinder viewfinder looks like. There's that little circle there in the center. Okay? That little yellow square in the center. I'm sorry, it's so moving. When you twist the focus, that little square should move from out of focus to in focus with 2 different images. That's where your split image comes through. But that's not what's going on for me. At this top, you see the shutter speeds, and at the bottom, you see the aperture. And then you have your parallax guide marks and everything else. I'm going to bring that away. So I'm glad you're able to see that. This is a fun camera. I'll tell you that right now. It feels good. I like the way that it feels. It holds well. And like I said, I'm looking forward to just going out and shooting this camera. I'm still in the mood for some more Olympus RC. I actually have a trip going up to Ocean City, Maryland. I got a big wedding to photograph up there. I was going to take this camera. This was going to be my film camera that I was going to take for me to take little pictures while I was there for the weekend with my family, as well as to take some pictures inside and outside during the wedding, because it'll be a lot of fun, and I wanted to have some film capture to that. So I'm still on the lookout for another camera, but the other camera I was considering when I bought this was the Rollei 35. And so another reason I'm not so concerned about the zone focusing is the fact that the Rollei 35 only zone focuses. So in essence, although the form factor is only slightly different, either way I would have had to zone focus. The nice part about this camera would have been just the peace of mind of having that really cool rangefinder split image, so that I could know I was getting tack sharp focus. So there's a little bit of a trade-off there, but it still is this is film. This is an expressive experiment. It should be fun and enjoyable, and that's one of the things that I'm really looking at it to enjoy myself. And remember, this is what I'm currently shooting with, so quite a bit smaller. I would take everything off of the X100S, but the problem is that's not how I shoot with it. So this is how I currently shoot with my X100S, and I'm looking forward to adding this to be an everyday carry camera, especially once I figure out the zone metering. It shouldn't be too difficult. It shouldn't be difficult for anybody. 3 feet, 15 feet, 7 feet, 10 feet, 4 feet, infinity. That's really your own. You only have 4 choices: up close, 10 feet away, infinity, and maybe something in the middle there. Anyways, guys, I'm Robert Hamm with RobertHammPhotography.com. You can catch me on Twitter and YouTube, or actually you can catch me on Twitter at RobHammPhoto. You can find me on both Facebook and YouTube at /RobertHammPhotography.com. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Just check out my camera. I forgot about the flash sync right there. Anyways, guys, take it easy and keep shooting, my friends.